want to brace yourselves for this. Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Well met. Ah, and here we are at last. This place is not so easy to reach, as you have no doubt realized. But that is part of what makes it so valuable. And of course, you were up to the task. Well done, and welcome to Neverwinter. Anything else? There is a war brewing in Neverwinter. For now, it is quiet, bubbling beneath the placid surface, only occasionally spilling over into direct conflict. Unchecked, it will not stay that way forever. And I fear the damage such a war would cause should it truly become a civil war. I have called you here not to win this war, but to prevent it entirely. To that end, I ask you now to meet my friend, Malavosel Amvastol. She will direct your efforts for the time being.
Well met, soldier. Greetings. Our mutual friend speaks highly of you, and so I welcome you to our cause. I am called Vosili of the Blaspheme. Some fear war will soon envelop Menzoberranzan. For me, the war has already begun. Welcome, soldier, to the cause of the Blaspheme. What do you need, soldier? The most obvious source of influence in the Brerin district is, of course, physical presence. The Loyalists believe they are in control, and so they walk openly. We must teach them otherwise. Go to the Brerin district, find Loyalist patrols, and eliminate them. We will teach them that their power is not so broad as they thought. We will make them fear. My sister-in-arms, Alejandra, has a task for you. I think it is superfluous, but she insists. Speak to her, do as she asks, and return to me. The Loyalists have several fortified locations throughout Brerin from which they project their power. But that power comes at a cost. Even in the Stent Streets, people do not like to be controlled. If we hit these posts directly, it will be seen as a grab for power, and we will be seen as another controlling force. But if the people of the district destroy the fortifications themselves, go into the Brerin district and rally the people there. Direct their fury against these guard posts.
good to see you, hero of Neverwinter.
Something you need? Greetings. I am Alejandra. I am sure Vasily would call you a soldier in this war, but I do not think that is quite accurate. You see, Vasily thinks with her sword arm, and her sword arm is mighty indeed. But it will take more than swords to win this war, and that is where I and you come in. To win influence within the Stench Streets, we must win over the residents of the district. The Loyalists have been acting with impunity, harassing and assaulting any who do not embrace them. This leaves an opening for the Blaspheme. Go into the Bravern district and help the commoners fend off these abuses. When you have made progress, report back to Vasily.
Say the keep it.
Well met, soldier. Your efforts have reduced the Loyalist presence in Brayron considerably. Now, those who brave the streets must do so with caution, and this shows their weakness. Well done. What do you need, soldier? It seems I was wrong to ignore Alejandro's ideas. Your work with her has the common folk of Stench Streets whispering of the Blaspheme as champions and defenders, and has further weakened the Loyalist grasp in the district. Do not tell Alejandra I said this.
Shall I get a...
With their guard posts destroyed, the Loyalists will find it much more difficult to exert any control in the Brayron district. And since the people themselves caused this destruction, we have garnered no ill will toward our own cause. Well done, my friend.
Good to see you, hero of Neverwinter.
Well met. My cousin Nuri has gotten herself into some sort of trouble. She was permitted to study at Sorcerer rather than become a cleric of Lolth, so I imagine it has something to do with magic. She was scant on the details, but I wish to send aid her way. Think you're up to the task? Anything else?
Alejandra has another task more suited to her sensibilities. I cannot spare soldiers for the task, but you and she have worked together effectively, so I will send you. Speak with her. Our influence in the district grows. Where the Loyalists made the mistake of keeping their power out in the open, we will instead keep ours well hidden and protected. To this end, the Blaspheme have set resource caches throughout the district. The caches must be checked periodically. Go into the Brayron district and check on these supplies.
Something you need? Greetings again, my friend. It seems our influence within the Brayron district is growing, but it is difficult to know how much effect we are having. You've proven adept at moving around the district without attracting much attention, so I would like you to use that talent once again. Listen in on what the common folk are saying, and on the Loyalists who still patrol the Stench Streets as well. Once you have gathered enough information, report back to Vasily.
I've got so much to do. You look like someone who can help. Interested in getting your hands dirty? Oh, good. My cousin has heard my plea for help. Listen, there's not much time to explain, so we should get started right away. Okay? Okay. I'm glad Jarlax has sent you. Are you familiar with the planes? Particularly the Abyss? Did we talk about this already? Well, there are other planes of existence with different rules on how things work. Different from here on Torum. Recently, something has caused both planes to be connected in spots, and magic from the Abyss is seeping into our city. I've been studying it secretly with mages from House Favorites to stop the spread. We actually cast a magic ward, but it failed terribly. A lot of people were hurt. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I need to finish my research here, but we need help locating some of the injured mages. Can you reach them and bandage them up? Let's get right to it, shall we? A new form of magic has shown up in the district. Well, it's new to us anyway. We've never seen anything like it, which means it can only be coming from one place, the Abyss. I started studying the magic before any of those stuffy old mages from Sorcia got here. I thought I'd be able to stave off this magic with a spell of my own, but the experiment blew up in my face. I mean that literally, by the way. The explosion destroyed part of the House Fade Branch Villa and scattered several of the family's most powerful artifacts across the district. That was before things started to get really out of hand. Can I count on you to locate some of these items and return them to me? I must return them to House Faybranch right away. Some of the mages have already expressed their thanks. Those are just the mages who don't have any of my old spell lingering within them. Thankfully, we can easily heal them. I'll get these back to House Fabranch right away. Thank you for taking care of this while I keep researching this abyssal magic. I see you are trustworthy. A new situation has come up that requires your attention. Virais, one of the mages recruited by House Fabranch, has come to plumb the depths of the abyssal tears that have been occurring throughout the city lately. I am sending you to him to help with his research. Hopefully you both can find a way to stem the flood of demons flowing into the city from the abyss.
That which is unseen can often be more tangible than that which is seen. You're the new help, aren't you? Excellent! You look far more capable than the last one sent to me. Enough small talk for now, though. There is a good deal of research to be done, and very little time in which to do it. You see, I've managed to lose one of my colleagues, a scholar named Sobmers. We were plumbing the mysteries of the lesser abyssal tears that have been appearing throughout the city after Nuri's little mishap. Anyhow, Sobmers managed to get a bit too close to one of the tears and vanished into it. While it is wonderful that she demonstrated that the tears can be traveled in both directions, she seems to have been misplaced. It would greatly help my research if you could be a good little helper and fetch her from that tear for me. Hopefully you can find her in one piece. She had quite the sharp mind, and it would be a pity to need a new research partner so soon.
The darkness of the abyss could conceal the secret that will help push it back from our home. Really now? This is a most pleasant turn of events. I had long since given up all hope of returning to Menzoberranzan. Thank you for your assistance, adventurer. I really should return to the others and share my findings with them.
What is that? Oh, you found her. Yes, yes, very good.
You were able to rescue one of Virice's colleagues from one of the abyssal tears. These abductions are a new development that will warrant further attention in the days ahead. You should take this new information and use it to seal the tears when you encounter them. This should help lessen the impact of the abyssal energies that are disrupting the fabric of the Narvandale. Additionally, Virice is entrusting you this box filled with mutators that can be used to help you use the chaotic energies of the Abyss to increase the rewards earned from sealing abyssal tears. These increased rewards do come at the cost of granting a boon to the enemies that we face. But such is the way of abyssal energy. It is a blade that can cut both ways. While you were helping me, we set up wards to slow the spread of abyssal magic. This should give us time to plan. However, before we continue, Jarlax trusts you, and I think I can trust you, especially since you're not part of the establishment here. May I be honest? This magic coming from the Abyss, it's not a random event. No, I'm not behind it if that's what you're thinking. It's actually my cousin, Gromp Bainray. Do you know who he is? He used to be the one and only Archmage of Menzoberranzan, the wizard responsible for channeling magic into the Narvandale and turning it into a clock each day. Listen, I'll explain more later. For now, I just need you to go out and check on these wards.
Shall I get a...
If you find one inactive, just reactivate it. We need to ensure they stay active for as long as possible to buy us some time. Doorways to the Abyss are loosing demons upon the district. Oh, and it gets worse. Any mages who attempt to banish these demons are quickly overpowered. They're going to need our help. Ugh. This is all my cousin's fault. Gromp cast a powerful spell, a mythal, inside of the Narvandale, and now that mythal is leeching magic from the pillar. If I understand correctly, Gromp plans to use this newfound power to connect our plane to the Abyss and trap Lord within the confines of the Narvandale itself. He wants to exact revenge by turning it into a prison for her. I have a plan, but we can discuss that upon your return. For now, I need you to locate and rescue any mages subdued by the demons. Quickly, before they're torn to shreds. The wards were down again? This is not good. At least you got them working again. We'll have to check them periodically to ensure they're still active. This is the only way we can contain the spread of this abyssal magic until we can work to stop it permanently and shut down Grof's Mythal. They're safe. Great. My cousin Grump will pay for this. His Mythal is... I should just tell you. When I said cast a spell to stop his magic, it was more of a device than a spell. I'll explain more later. I went to House Faybranch and asked Matron Halavan for assistance because I knew she would do so quietly. I'm not too fond of drow politics, but Halavan is. She knows that if she assists House Bainray, it will bode well for her entire house. My research? It's just a cover story. This is more about stopping the spread of magic. As I said earlier, I wasn't using a spell. The Mythal Grump created cannot be stopped with any spell I can cast. It's far too powerful. Changing the very fabric of magic requires something of Nevery's design. After delving deep into the oldest archives of Sorcier, I found plans for something called the Realm Engine. It is a meta-magic apparatus capable of manipulating arcane energy in various ways. We got one up and running, but we failed to properly tune it. Fluctuations from the Mythal rendered it useless and caused it to send a shockwave through the city. The burst was so powerful that it blew the house apart, and then bent the space-time around it. Those who fled not only abandoned the engine, they left behind the schematics we used to build the blasted thing. I believe an adventurer like you may be able to return to House Faybranch and locate the plans. Please head to the Faybranch safe house and speak with Matron Halavan. She will help us salvage whatever we can.
Here in House Faybranch, we strive to show the other houses of Menzoberranzan the proper way nobility should manifest. I don't believe we've met. You're not from one of the noble houses, are you? Oh, you've been sent by Nori. But where are my manners? Is there anything I can do to be of assistance?
Loth's way is chaos. Maybe these blaspheme I keep hearing about are right. I used to think the blaspheme were all bad news, but they've been doing good for us here.
All they ever do is patrol. But when are we gonna root out these apostates properly?
blaspheme I keep hearing about are right.
Well met, soldier. It is good to know our actions are affecting our foes. The Loyalists fear us, as they should. Our influence surpasses their own here. When the war comes, we will drive them from the district entirely. And I suppose it is good to know Alejandro's plans have helped as well. The common folk are with us, and that will make things all the easier. Do not tell Alejandra I said so. What do you need, soldier? Well done once more. You are proving a fine addition to our cause, soldier. Soldier, the war effort is in far better shape now than it was when you came to me. I have you to thank for that. The Blaspheme have gained much influence in the Brayrin district, and the Loyalists have lost even more. Were the war to begin in earnest this very day, I have no doubt we would sweep them from the district in short order. But there's more to this war than the battle on the streets. Return to our mutual friend, Jarl Axel, and he will guide you to the next battles that must be fought.
Good to see you, hero of Neverwinter.
Well met. The news from Brayrin District appears quite good. It seems I was wise to send you there. Well done. Now, on to more pressing matters. The Loyalists are not merely sitting back and allowing our blaspheme allies to destroy them. My spies have reason to believe a particular Loyalist, Malekdoral Armgo, is seeking something to decisively turn the tide. Naturally, it would be best if we prevented this from happening. Anything else? Malekdora Armgo is meeting with a broker of information. We do not yet know what information he seeks, but we know it is dangerous. The great pillar of Narvandal's light and heat travel upward as the day rises on the surface world, then down again as night falls. Malekdora will meet this broker at midnight, so you must also be present then. Wait until Narvandal's light reaches its nadir, then go into the Duthcloyne district and find Malekdora and this broker. Find out what information he seeks.
The price you have demanded is paid, fiend.
So it is. At a pretty price, indeed. More than you expected to pay, I think.
Less than you believe. She was of no consequence to me.
As you say, and perhaps even as you believe.
And the information?
Yes, of course, that. I do know where the Eye of Audren lies, and when it lies. Which is always, of course.
My patience wears thin, Cavaro. Tell me.
Very well, very well. It lies at the bottom of the Claw Rift, where it has sat for more than a century.
We are not alone. We are being watched. Assassins! Kill them! Painfully! I have more important matters to attend.
Well met. It is good that you've returned, my friend. But unfortunate that Malagdoral saw you. Now he knows your face and at least suspects your allegiance. Up to this point, your subtle profile, at least regarding Bragan Dareth, has been to our advantage. Alas, no longer. Malagdoral has many resources at his disposal, and there is no shortage of knives for hire in this city. Take care in the coming days. He will surely send assassins to silence you. But enough of this dire talk. Your mission was a success. Anything else? So, Malagdoral is seeking the Eye of Audren. I know not what it is, but that will sort itself out. In the meantime, we have a hint of where it may be, thanks to you. Well done once more, my friend. It seems some of my friends have been detained while on a somewhat important mission. Normally, I would not bring such a minor crisis to you, but it so happens that their mission is relevant to your own. You see, they were transporting certain, artifacts across the Duthcloim district. I would like you to secure my friend's release. They're being held by a group of loyalists in the Duthcloim district. My friends who were accosted in the Duthcloim district had their cargo confiscated. But my sources tell me it has not been moved far. It seems the loyalists are hiding the goods somewhere in the Duthcloim district. Find the cargo and return it to me. There is something there which we need if we are to stop Malagdoral Armco from achieving his ends.
Good to see you, hero of Neverwinter.
If I am... Ah, good! You've brought back my wayward cargo. Excellent work. And as promised, I have here a somewhat special item. The Mind Bleeder. This is the tool by which we will find the Eye of Audron before Malekdor can acquire it. This dagger, if used correctly, can extract thoughts and memories from a target, willing or otherwise. It is nearly out of power, and I've not found a way to replenish it. But it should have enough for one more use. The information broker Kavaro says the Eye of Audron is in the Claw Rift. So to the Claw Rift you must go. Find a denizen of that place which may have encountered this artifact, and use the Mind Bleeder to extract the information. Bring me the dagger holding the memory, and I will retrieve the information we need. dagger is veritably glowing with information, is it not? Perhaps too much? Perhaps enough to drive one mad, should one choose to press into their temple and allow the memories to flow over them, like this. Ah, and there we are. The Eye of Audron, which does seem to have driven our kobold friend quite mad, is far down the claw rift in the ruins of a fallen house, which, if my own memory serves, as it always does, would have to be House Obladra itself. A cursed place indeed. So now we know where the artifact is. We must prepare, quickly, to retrieve it. It so happens an acquaintance of mine has recently arrived in Menzoberranzan, who may be able to assist with this. My longtime friend and ally has arrived in Menzoberranzan, and I fear he is more suitable to the task at hand than I am. Go meet Driz Doerden, the famous ranger. He will escort you to the bottom of the claw, to House Obladra itself, and will recover the Eye of Audron.
Well met. Is there something you need? Well met. I had not expected to find many peaceful moments here in Menzoberranzan, and the city has lived up to my expectations. We must prepare ourselves for the coming journey. The Claw Rift is a dangerous place, even by the standards of the Underdark. Anything else? I'm making my final preparations for the descent to House Obladra, and so should you. The Claw Rift is dangerous, growing more deadly the deeper you descend, and the ruins of the fallen house will be far down indeed. When you are ready, make your way into the Claw Rift. I will meet you there. Together, we will find this artifact, this weapon, before Malakdor or Armgo can seize it for himself. There is something strange about this place. An energy I've felt before, but cannot place. Move swiftly, with caution.
The interloper returned. Way. Perhaps you should try walking backwards. All right, quickly that way. You've come so far. Hurry! The large one is 16 steps ahead of you!
Welcome home, my love. You've been away from me too long. And who is this you brought along?
You are not here. You are not ready for this. Be gone, fiend!
Destroy you completely.
Well met. Is there something you need? You did well in there. Only a truly strong mind could survive the onslaught of that place. And now we have this Eye of Audron, this weapon Malagdor sought. I know not what it is for, but I am glad it did not fall into his hands. Anything else? I must attend to other business, here in the city and elsewhere. You should take the Eye of Audron to Jarlaxle. The tensions simmering in Menzoberranzan have not erupted into war, yet. In no small part due to your actions. But the crisis is not yet over. Jarlaxle will continue to work to stave off open war, and, if you are willing, you should help him. Farewell, friend.
Well met. The Eye of Audron recovered at last. Well done indeed. There is more work to be done here in the city. Stay a while if you will. You've proven your worth many times over, and I could always find good use for one such as you.